about somebody who said that something was over when it's really not. This could be, someone saying that they're not angry when they really still are upset with you and they're holding a grudge. Or this could be somebody who says that they are not going to see their ex ever again, but they're totally going to end up going back over and getting cozy with them. There is a person here who doesn't really want to admit how connected or tied to the situation they are, or how they can't stop thinking about someone or something. So it's like, I'm fine, everything's great, no worries, but you can tell it's going to happen again, or there's still some frustrations that need to be worked out. So let's call on spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box, along with more information on how to become a member, as well as how to find my Etsy shop if you're interested in a homemade soy candle. Let's dive in. I'm gonna light a little bit more candle action here. Hold, please. All right, that should help. Let's start with, I keep forgetting to use the zombie tarot, but we have a new tarot added to the collection. It's called the Zombie Tarot. I'm pretty excited about it. I do have to remind myself though real quick, because it has here, exactly what I was talking about. The 10 of Hazards, and I'm pretty sure that's Pentacles. So let me just acquaint myself. Cups, Swords, and I think we have Wands as well. There it is, okay. Yep, so Hazards equal the Pentacles in this tarot deck. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Orion. How are we doing? Happy Friday. Got some plane flying low, apparently. Ooh, I love these. These make me think of the artwork and the Pulp Tarot. We have the Ace of Cups right out the gate. I love that. But this is talking about emotionally connected individuals. It could talk about self-love as well. But I feel like this is saying there is deep love between two people. Hello, Carrie. Hello, William. Thank you. I've added that for you, William. I want to know more about my next relationship. And what our kids will be like. Awesome. Thank you. Exactly. So we also have, in addition to the Ace of Cups, we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Can you see it? Yeah. And Temperance. So these are coming through as two people who are, it's like they're a good match, but there are issues that come up. So I try to keep on top of the emotions, or I try to make sure that I'm communicating in a good way, but we've hit a little bit of a problem, a little bit of a snag. How do I get peace and serenity and stability in this relationship after, we got into an argument about my family, or after we couldn't choose a movie to watch because we have very different tastes? We have the Eight of Wands and the Queen of Cups. This is about communication. Somebody who said something a little bit harshly. I love this card. It's literally just a chick feasting on some brains at the beach. Queen of Cups. Okay, I have to like think about things. I need to be a little bit more present when I'm having these conversations. I can't just assume that people know what I mean if I'm not clear, right? Thank you for the clapping, Seal. Hey, Brian, we're not going to do that. I'm gonna put you on. Nope, I didn't need to because Carrie did. Brian, you've been put on timeout before for being really negative or judgmental. I'm gonna encourage you to find a different channel to hang out on, okay? If we see you come back and there's a different attitude, cool. But we've put you on timeout a number of times, so go somewhere else. I still wish you a great weekend. I still wish you abundance, but you need to find a different channel. What else do we have, please? Knight of Swords and the Moon in the reverse. Yeah, this is a matter of saying something without thinking. So I wish that I hadn't, tried to joke with you about something you don't think is funny, or I wish that I had considered how it might sound if I were, going to say that. Instead, it feels like, there's this argument that's happened in part because I didn't stop to think about how it might be received or what you might think when I said that. Sorry, shouldn't have done that. This is about, someone putting their foot in their mouth, basically. Two of Cups in the reverse. So are you going to break up with me? Are you going to leave? Three of Swords in the reverse. Or can we repair what has been, kind of put in a difficult situation? Hello, Tiana. How are you doing? Me too, Rachel. Hello, James. Happy Friday. Again, how we doing? Let me know if you have a question. I'm happy to pull some cards for you. Sounds good, James. I hope you have a wonderful day. Ten of Cups. Yeah, there's a strong connection here. For some of you, this could be a person that you're like related to, right? That love doesn't have to be romantic and can be familial, but it's like, I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that. I took it a little bit too far, but I want you to know that I'm learning from that situation and I'm not going to do that again. Hold on, please. I'm still picky about the light in my room and I feel like I messed it up again. I'm figuring it out, okay, you guys? Oh, someone got in trouble. Hello, Third Eye. Hello, Omen. How are we doing? Did I even fix the light? Is that better? I think it is. Oh, I'm sorry you got an injury, Tiana. I hope you feel better. Hey, Joey, you are totally in your rights or within your rights to make that decision. Sometimes you can't fix it. Third Eye, I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Rachel. We do not like spam. So this is someone who's learning a lesson. Okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have treated you that way, or I should have, kind of like considered my words a little bit more. I was playing a card game with my brother. This is like years ago, a long time ago. And I think the game was Rook, which is similar to like 500 or Euchre. And he made it so that I couldn't win, even though he didn't have better cards than I did. And I said, I take back everything nice I've ever said about you. You're welcome to steal that. But now it's just like a family joke. If someone mildly irritates you, I take back everything nice I ever said about you. Because I went too far, Hello, Frederick. How are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry, Third Eye. Everything will be okay. It's DAMAG. N-I-T. It's okay. It's okay. We still think you're amazing. Hello, Andre. How are you doing? Yeah, you gotta be careful, Tiana. Make sure you get you a nurse. So we have the Six of Hazards, which would be the Six of Pentacles, the Empress in the reverse, and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Look, I feel like for some of you, you're like extra frustrated with this person for testing your patience. But if this reading is for you, we have someone who really wants to make sure that you can patch things up. I realize I shouldn't have done that. I realize I came like across as a big old jerk. I'm not gonna do that. I was having a bad day. I said something too quickly. It was off the cuff. My apologies. It's okay, third eye. It's gonna be all right. So we have the Hierophant and the reverse. Aren't these cards cool? It says Rescue Station. Oh, you guys, it's such small writing. I can't. Hold on. Let's see if I can read it. I really can't. I think it says Fireball and nope. Something about a high school. I don't know, you guys. The Hierophant is in the reverse. This is like, I did something I shouldn't have. I said something I shouldn't have. I called you a name, or I threw this like past issue in your face. I shouldn't have done it. I think we have somebody who's coming back with a pretty serious apology. I know I shouldn't have done that. I know I overreacted. Can you forgive me? So more than likely, you're the one who's getting the apology, but you also might be the person who feels the need to apologize. Because we got to do that every now and then, right? Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate you. This is the Lucid Dreams Tarot. What else do we have, please? Ace of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and the Page of Wands in the reverse. Can we be friends? If I apologize, if I bring you a gift or take you out for lunch, can we talk about things? Can we bury the hatchet and move on? Can you reinstate all those nice things you said about me? Can we move past the thing that I said that I shouldn't have? Four of Swords, healing. Let's let go of the frustration. You know that I care about you. You know I didn't mean what I said. The Five of Swords in the reverse is peace after trouble. A resolution, remorse, reconciliation. See, now it'd be one thing if this person was apologizing and they were just like, oh, did I hurt your feelings? I'm sorry, I guess. So what's for lunch today? And then you would probably want to be like, forget you. I'm going to go eat lunch by myself. I'm not interested in dealing with somebody who doesn't even feel bad for what they did. But that's not the case here. This is someone who's like, ugh. I know, I kind of like flew off the, flew off the handle there. I know I was a little bit harsh, or I know I should have been a little bit kinder when I was talking to you. I had a bad day, or I let something get to me and then I took it out on you, and I shouldn't have done that. We have someone who's genuinely wanting to make things right and feels bad for how they handled the situation. How can I make things better? How can I make sure that you know I've learned from this and I'm changing the behavior? I'm not going to do that same thing again. They're communicating, or they're going to communicate in a very respectful manner. and acknowledge that they were the reason things went from 0 to 60, right? I know I was in a bad mood. I know I was a little bit volatile, maybe a little bit arrogant, maybe a little bit reckless, but I'm not going to do that again. I have learned my lesson. I know that I frustrated you, and I'm sorry. What else do we have, please? Five of Pentacles. This is someone who is worried that things are going to be really depressing if they can't fix things with you. So they're not taking a chance. They don't want to just do like a partway apology. It's like, no, I need to be real. I need to be very clear that I've learned a lesson so that you know I'm not going to repeat that. So I'm going to be like looking you in the eyes when I apologize. I'm going to make sure to call out the specific behavior that was inappropriate because you don't deserve that. Because I want you to know when I'm apologizing that I'm sincere. I'm not just like glossing over it and like, oh, you expect an apology? Okay, here it is. I do too. Isn't it beautiful? We have the Six of Wands in the reverse and the Ten of Pentacles. Because if I'm not sincere, if I just have a big old ego, if I, act this way again, I might lose someone who's very important to me. Ten of Pentacles. They place a lot of value on you. And I want you to know that you're important to me, so it's going to come through when I communicate with you. Hello, Chris. Hello, Malakea. How are we doing today? Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords. It's like this person wants to send you a bouquet of flowers or, hey, let me take you out to lunch. I've written you this long letter or this like poem of let me count the ways that I love you and how important you are and how I was like a big jerk for doing that. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. Can we be friends again? They're sincere. You might even think they're a little over the top. Like, okay, we're good. We're good. You can chill out now. We don't need to keep talking about it. It's fine. I can tell you feel bad. I know you want to do things differently. I know you're not going to repeat that behavior. You're forgiven. Let's like move on and talk about how, it's really hot outside or how we're going to eat this tres leches cake and it's going to be amazing. Why am I talking about tres leches cake? Because I have one in my refrigerator and I want it to be my lunch, but I know I should probably eat something of substance. Milk is good for you though, right? Hello, Steve. How are you doing? Hello, Lola. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Kadu. Hello, spiritual healer. Happy Friday. Five of Cups in the reverse, Seven of Wands. I'm going to make super clear that I feel bad about how I acted so that you know I'm not going to make you feel that way again. Again, some of you are going to be like, okay, I get it. We're good. What else? King of Wands in the reverse. And the Emperor. So let's make it very clear that I know how important you are and I'm going to learn from this situation and I'm going to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated because you're very important to me. All right, what do we want next? Yes. This is the Visconti de Madone. Oh, you can have the cherry cheesecake. I know I'm weird. I can maybe handle like a bite of cheesecake, but it's so rich. I love cheese. Can't really do cheesecake. I don't like coffee, but I love coffee cake. So, I don't know. Probably doesn't make sense. The Tres Leches cake from this place, like not too far from me. I bought it yesterday and I told the lady as she was ringing it up. Okay, there were actually 2 slices, don't judge me. I was like, I've been dreaming about this cake for 6 weeks. And she looked at me like I was off my rocker. Like, okay, lady, whatever, it's just cake. Like, no, it's the best cake. Hello. All right, what else do we have? Knight of Pentacles. The King of King of Cups. Some of you are going to be irritated. It's like, it's fine. Can we move on? Do we have something else to talk about? You're making a mountain out of a molehill. Everything's going to be fine. Thank you, Lola. I agree. Hello, DFA. I might have to give that a chance. Let's be real. Some cheesecake is delicious. It's just that it's so rich, okay? Anybody else want to talk about their favorite cake? Rhubarb cake. I posted that recipe. Feel free to try it. It's delicious. So we have the Ten of Swords and the Hierophant. Like, I'm going to be by the book. I've got morals. I got respect for you. I'm sorry that it went that way. Can we still be friends? Please forgive me. Like, get up off your knees. We don't need to be groveling here. It's going to be fine. It wasn't that big of a deal. Alien cheesecake. What's that like? Hello, 8-bit. How are you doing? Oh, they've got tiramisu there as well, Tiana, but I haven't tried it yet because I'm obsessed with the Tres Leches. Hello, Herbert. How you doing? Homemade ice cream cake? There you go. I like it. So we've got the 7 of Cups in the reverse. The Knight of Swords. What are you? And the Page of Pentacles. So it's important for this person to learn this lesson and to see, you know, this is something I need to be a little bit more careful about, or I need to like watch my mouth, because there's something that could potentially derail this relationship or this friendship or this connection if they don't learn this lesson now. In other words, they're learning a lesson about how to communicate with you before there is something a little bit more serious down the road. Maybe it's how they speak to you in front of family or a boss or another friend. But they're learning this, and it's in time to prevent something a little bit concerning. 6 of Wands. They're mastering this. Maybe it's even how they speak to someone else. But sometimes you learn a lesson in a smaller, you know, slightly more understandable situation so that you don't have to learn that lesson in a more complicated relationship or in front of a larger group of people, right? So this is a good improvement. Things are repaired. The relationship is going to be just fine. And this person's learned an important lesson about communication and forgiveness and how to make sure they don't put their foot in their mouth, right? That works. And with chocolate frosting? Okay, that's fair. All right, so we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and the High Priestess. So learning this lesson now, maybe this is you, maybe this is someone you know, is going to enable this Page of Cups who may have felt a little bit naive, how to handle themselves in front of someone who's a little bit more critical. Maybe this is an argument between siblings, like my example. And it enables this person to be able to be a little bit more discerning about how they speak to somebody who is a little bit less easy to please. Now we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse with the Two of Swords. Yes, this is practice. This is like, okay, how do we make sure we avoid this problem in the future? Thank you, DFA. Let me add that for you. What should my friend Tyler expect regarding his living situation? Very kind of you to ask on his behalf. I have added that for you, DFA. Thank you. What else do we have? And we're at almost 26 minutes, so we're about 9 minutes away from personal questions, okay? Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. That goes a long way for my channel. The Ace of Cups. See, I think this is a lesson learned that helps them for the long term so that they can avoid some sort of faux pas or bigger argument that could have happened down the line because they thought it was cool to say this or to react in anger for that or to use this insult. Nope, it's not okay. Page of Cups in the reverse and the Devil. When you're feeling upset, it's not okay to name call. When you're having a bad day, it's not okay to, kick someone else because your boss yelled at you at work. We've got to be able to offload those angry emotions in a healthy way. Maybe it's just you get into the car after a rough day at work and you turn on your favorite music and it helps you to let go of that anger before you get home and potentially take it out on your roommate or your best friend or your partner. We have someone who's learning, I need to reroute that energy before it causes other drama and make sure that it doesn't impact my other friendships or relationships. Ooh, 8-bit, I love that you did 888. Thank you, I appreciate you. Trying to flow towards abundance. And currently confused. In a recent friend, more than friend situation. What you got? We'll get some advice for you. Thank you, 8-bit. I've added that for you. Also feel like 8-bit, you might appreciate that when I purchased those 2 Tres Leches cakes, slices, and then added a little tip, the total came to 1313, 13 being my favorite number, so I was like, this was meant to be. Probably gonna have to do this every day. Where we're at, 28, well, almost 29 minutes. Yeah. This is the Royal Fez or the Moroccan Tarot. What else do we have regarding this apology and lesson, please? The Hanged Man, seeing things in a different perspective or from a different perspective regarding outbursts, emotional issues. Communication is key. So I maybe just need to take a little bit of a timeout, right, before I walk in the door. Maybe I need to reconsider the words that I choose. Maybe, my best friend is okay with me calling them the B word, but I shouldn't automatically assume that other friends are okay with that. Or I can act certain ways with my family that I can't really do with my coworkers because, there's like HR and stuff. We have somebody who is taking a moment and recognizing I might need to change my approach and ensure that my communication is demonstrative of the respect that I feel for the person that I'm talking to. Because I've hurt someone's feelings or I took it a little bit too far when I said that thing. Hierophant in the reverse is like a little bit of like a lack of morals or like not following the rules the way they should, right? We have the World in the reverse. The Eight of Pentacles. Nope, I'm sorry, hold on. Nine of Pentacles. I was an English major, okay? Don't judge me. And the Queen of Swords. This is a smart, astute person who figures out how to approach things differently and listens to their intuition. You know what? Yeah, I caused some problems here because I was letting one thing that upset me, you know, kind of impact or influence how I handled something else. That's not that person's problem. So I'm going to, you know, have like a little bit of a palate cleanser when I'm upset so that I let go of that energy and don't take it out on someone else. Page of Pentacles, Ten of Swords in the reverse. Page of Swords in the reverse. Because I realize now that I was just passing on my anger and frustration to someone else and they didn't deserve that. Ten of Cups in the reverse. Chariot in the reverse. Sometimes these are things that we learn from a difficult childhood, right? Oh, I saw this person be emotionally manipulative when they were upset, so that's what I was taught as a child, and I have to unlearn that as an adult. Hello, Chris. I hope you're having a good day. I can't just do like everybody else does without having a better understanding of how that impacts people, and then maybe I can learn a different approach so that I don't have you know, friendships that end or relationships that end or even like losing jobs because I handled things wrong. King of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Because let's be honest, if you're trying to have a conversation with someone that you respect and you're doing things like name calling or bringing up the past that's already been resolved, you're doing yourself a disservice just as much as you might think you're like getting one up on the other person. So we have the King of Cups representing emotional maturity. I can handle things differently. I can approach things more respectfully, and then it won't have unintended consequences. Like nobody wants to get fired for being rude, right? Nobody wants to lose close friendship because you said something that you thought was okay, but it really wasn't. All right, let's dive into those personal questions. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. We've got William and then James. Oh, James, I think, said he would follow up on the next reading. William and then DFA and then 8-bit. William, what do we want for you? We're going to go with the Meta Muse for you. Hello, Rodney. Happy Friday. William would like to know more about the next relationship. What does William need to know about the next relationship, please? What else? Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, Two of Swords, the Emperor in the reverse, and Death. So there's something here that has not been worked on with regards to your karma or your spiritual awakening. And when you make the decision to change this thing or work on this thing, you go through a transformation that puts you in the right place or around the right people to meet this person. This is something that is connected to your enlightenment, so it benefits you in addition to connecting you with this new person. Is this saying he learns this before he meets the new person? Yes. Tell me more about this person, please, that William's going to marry. This could be someone who is from a place other than where you meet them. So maybe they've recently moved, or maybe they grew up in a different state or country and they moved to that location, you know, over the last decade or something. But there is a difference in your background. This is someone who has had to learn a different culture, whether it's regional or, you know, associated with religion or country. They have learned some difficult lessons because they were considered to be very different from their peers. Princess of Wands in the reverse. They may have had some issues with communication as a result of these cultural differences or even language barriers. But your future partner has determination on their side, even though there are others who may have just stayed stagnant in this Five of Cups energy. Your future partner worked to understand this other culture or understand how other people view things. And as such, I feel like your future partner is very empathic or able to understand others' perspectives, and therefore is very much so set up for being an understanding and trustworthy partner. And what will their children be like, please? We have the Star, the Eight of Swords, Queen of Wands in the reverse. You're going to have a child, I feel like this is a girl, who may not believe in her own skills or talents, but you assist with this. You help this child realize how talented they really are. This person, your daughter, could eventually become famous or make significant contributions to something like dance or music, or I don't know why I want to say mathematics. Maybe they're really good with numbers, but they need support, like emotional support, and someone who believes in them. Tell me more, please. I do also see a Sun, Nine of Wands, Two of Cups in the reverse, King of Pentacles. This person or your future son could be Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or this is someone who's very comfortable in nature, good with money, but maybe a little bit distant emotionally, not easy to understand or communicate, maybe even prone to throwing fits as a child. So it's like, I understand like tangible things, or I understand nature, but when it comes to communicating about emotions or regulating my emotions, I feel like this son of yours could struggle a little bit. This could be because there is some sort of health issue that goes undiscovered for a long time. Maybe it has to do with hearing, maybe it has to do with speech, maybe it has to do with just like physical comfort. But I do feel like you end up discovering what's going on, and then there's a significant change. Like my education improves, or my ability to connect or communicate with others improves. So I do feel like there is encouragement here for you to be trusting of your intuition to guide you with each of these children, to make sure that you can enable them to be as successful as possible by looking for these things that they need, even though they may not know how to like verbalize those needs. All right, I hope that is helpful, and I wish you luck, William. Let's see what we've got for DFA. What should DFA's friend Tyler expect regarding the living situation, please? What should DFA's friend Tyler expect regarding his living situation? Ten of Pentacles, Three of Swords in the reverse, Knight of Cups in the reverse, the Magician. I see overcoming difficult emotional struggles, someone who's very capable Even though maybe I don't feel like it initially, I learn how to understand the dynamics or pick up on, you know, body language or little subtle clues. So if there's an argument, it gets resolved. It's if there's like, you have this preference and I have that preference, we find a good compromise. So I feel like Tyler is learning a lot about the world based on a living situation. So this is going to enable Tyler to be better at his job or have more success within romantic relationships, because it's like Tyler's learning more about how to navigate difficulties with this living situation. Dealing with someone who's maybe a little bit not great at communication, but this is helpful for the long term. What else, please? Knight of Swords, Page of Swords. Heavy on the air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So maybe Tyler's dealing with a very intellectual person who, it's like they're very achieved or they excel at certain things, but being able to like lay out a list of rules or navigate differences respectfully, this could be a challenge for Tyler's cohabitant. But with the Three of Pentacles, Six of Swords, after an initial or like a current frustration, I see things improving. Finding out like, hey, this bothers you, okay, then I won't do that. Or, you know, you want to have things kept in drawers instead of out on the countertop. Like, we navigate these things initially a little bit angrily or with some frustration, but when we get to know each other better or when we communicate better, then we find a way to make it work. So I see things improving after some arguments. A change for the better. I like that. So this is really important in terms of Tyler learning how to deal with things going forward, but it can be frustrating initially. All right, let's see what we've got for 8-bit. 8-bit is trying to flow towards abundance, but is currently confused in a recent friend or more than friend situation. What advice do we have for 8-bit, please? What does 8-bit need to know? The Emperor, the honeymoon or the lovers in the reverse, and the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. Is this the friend? All right, so this friend slash more than friend is about to go through a significant transformation or change. But this is something that they have been like kicking and screaming over, like internally, right? Like, I know I need to change my communication style, or I know I need to be more vulnerable, or I know I need to be, you know, more decisive about my intentions, but I have been ignoring this. It's like I have higher standards for how other people act than I do for myself. So with the lovers in the reverse, this could signify, you know, like we're not soulmates, but I feel like this is more so about indecisiveness. Like, let's make a choice here. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want something. I don't know if I want, you know, something serious. I don't know if I want to be by myself. So you might have been kind of confused with this person. Like, are you in or are you out? Like, what do you want? Like, will you just let me know? It's like, I don't know. Yes, no, maybe. Let's talk about it tomorrow. Let's talk about it next week. So this is something that your friend slash more than friend needs to work on, and I feel is about to work on. You may be the impetus or like the catalyst that gets this person to finally realize, like, Maybe I need to be a little bit more decisive, a little bit clearer, right? Hello, Dino. How are you doing? So we have the Magician. This person's coming through with heavy fire energy, specifically Aries energy. It's like, okay, maybe I let things kind of blow up in my face a little bit before I realize I need to work on that. Or maybe I have this tendency to kind of like lead people on or break their hearts before I realize, oops, just kidding, I don't want something serious. Or I didn't know that I should have left that alone. So I'm about to learn a lesson regarding love. And unfortunately, I have been a little bit of a heartbreaker or caused some drama because I haven't been decisive or because it's like I'm sampling. I'm sorry, humans are not, bits of cheese or candy at the grocery store where they're trying to sell you on something new. Humans have hearts, humans have feelings, and we need to like figure this out in a timely manner. And I don't think that this person has been very good at that before. So is this saying that there's like a future between these two? There is, dependent on whether or not you want that. Hello, Lillian. How are you doing? Hello, Key Controller. Two of Pentacles in the reverse, Five of Pentacles. So there is this pattern of let's be close and then let's, not be close, or I need some space, because there's instability with this person. I don't like this because it feels a little bit like I want closeness or I want intimacy when I'm feeling alone or when I don't have somebody there for me. But then when you want that closeness or when you want to feel understood, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm busy. So with this Ace of Jars or Ace of Cups, this is saying focus on yourself at this time, because this is a person who's in flux or in transformation mode. They're going to be confusing until they deal with this decisiveness problem. Like, choose what you want, know what you want, be intentional. Don't be like so flighty or flaky. So I feel like they hurt your feelings and they hurt other people's feelings by not knowing what they really want or not following through on what they say that they want. So with this Three of Wands, focus on you. What do you want to do? What makes you happy? Don't make decisions based on this person, at least not right now. Let them do their thing, do what makes you happy, and if they can figure out what they want, cool, let's have a chat. But I'm not going to try to figure it out for you, and I'm not going to try to this isn't like Jeopardy, okay? Or Wheel of Fortune. So Seven of Jars in the reverse. If you come back around and you're decisive, if you know what you want and you know who you are and you know that I am what you want, cool, let's have a chat. But I'm not going to convince you and I'm not going to wait around and try to guess, right? But key controller, you're supposed to be in control of your keys. It's okay, I have a key holder that is currently not holding any keys. All right, anything else for 8-bit, please? Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Do not give more to this situation, because giving more to this situation takes away from something else that you are supposed to be investing in or spending your time doing. So I feel like there's a project or a pursuit, a goal, and you are meant to be focused on that. And when you do that, things become more concrete for you. Your confidence improves. Your ability to draw in what you want, like abundance, that firms up. Because right now, or in the recent past, you are giving some of your energy to somebody who wastes it. It's like if you had worked to save your money because you wanted to buy a car, and then you loaned some money to someone and you thought it was for an important thing, and then they go out and they buy Tres Leches cakes. they're wasting your energy that could be used to manifest in this abundance. So focus on that abundance, because I see you being very successful. You just can't get distracted by the people who are less decisive than you are, because I feel like you know what you want, and that's gonna work in your favor. But your energy, it's a currency, right? Don't spend it on people who don't know what they want. Thank you, Lillian. I appreciate that. So I wish you the best of luck, 8-Bit. You are a smart cookie, and you're going to do some really awesome things. But I don't want you getting distracted by people who are indecisive, if I may be so bossy. All right. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for being you. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Doodles.